Hello everyone, I am Varsha. Today I am going to present my seminar on the topic Error Handling and Debugging in Java Web Applications. In this presentation, I will explain what errors are, how they occur in web applications, and the different techniques used to handle and debug them effectively. In web applications, errors can occur at different levels. First one is server-side errors, which happen in the Java code such as servlets or JSP. These include issues like incorrect logic or exceptions. The second one is client-side errors, which occur due to HTTP requests from the browser. For example, when a user enters a wrong URL, it results in a 404 error. The main goal of error handling is to display user-friendly messages instead of technical errors so users can understand what went wrong. There are three main methods to handle errors. First one is programmatic handling using try-catch method. Second one is page level directives in JSP. And the third one is application level configuration using web.xml. The first method is programmatic handling. In this method, it uses standard Java exception handling using try and catch blocks. It is applied inside JSP scriptlets or servlet methods like doGet and doPost. In this example, the program gets a value from the user using request.get parameter, and then it converts the value into an integer using integer.parseInt. After that, it calculates the square of the number and displays it. If the user enters invalid input like text instead of a number, an exception occurs. This exception is caught using the catch block, and a message invalid input, please enter a number is displayed. And this method handles errors locally and keeps the user on the same page. The second one is page level directives. In JSP, we can handle errors using page directives. There are two important attributes, ErrorPage and isErrorPage. In the main page, we use ErrorPage to specify the page where the errors should be redirected, and in the error page, we use isErrorPage set to true. This allows access to the special object called exception. The exception object contains details about the error. Using methods like getMessage and toString, we can display error information. So the flow is when an error occurs, the request is redirected to the error page and the message is displayed. In this method, it is used for global error handling across the entire application. It is configured in the web.xml file, and there are two ways to handle errors. The first one is by exception type and the another one is by HTTP error code. In this example, when a 404 error occurs, the application redirects to a custom page called 404 error.jsp. The main advantage of this method is that one configuration can handle errors for the whole application. HTTP error codes are standard codes that indicate different types of errors. For example, 404 means the requested page is not found, and the 500 means there is an internal server error, and 403 means access is forbidden. These codes help developers understand what type of error has occurred. Debugging is the process of finding and fixing errors. There are different debugging methods are available. First, server logs. We can check logs in the Tomcat server file called catalina.out, which stores error details. And the second one is print debugging. In JSP, we can use out.println, and in servlets, we use the log method to print messages. Third one is browser developer tools. By pressing F12, we can open tools and check the network tab and status codes like 404 or 500. And these methods help identify and fix issues effectively. When an error occurs, the server shows a default error page. But this default page contains technical details and is not user friendly. To improve user experience, we create custom error pages. Custom pages have a better design and show simple messages like oops page not found or go back to home, etc. These custom pages are configured using web.xml. JSP provides several implicit objects like request, response, session, and out. One important object is the exception object. It is of type throwable and contains details about the error. However, this object is only available if we set isErrorPage to true. Without this setting, the exception object cannot be used. Servlet chaining means one servlet passes control to another servlet. In error handling, if an error occurs in one servlet, it forwards the request to another servlet called the error servlet. This is done using request dispatcher. The error servlet then processes the error and sends the response. And this approach helps in centralized error handling and makes the code cleaner. In advanced debugging, we use the log method. For example, getServletContext.log is used to write error message into server log files. This method is better than system.out.println because it is more efficient and suitable for real-world applications. It is mainly used in production environments for debugging. Error handling is very important in web applications. It improves user experiences and enhances security, and it makes the application easier to maintain. And there are three main error handling methods are available: try catch, JSP directives, and web.xml configuration. And for debugging, we use logs, browser tools, and the log method. Proper error handling and debugging ensure reliable and user-friendly application. Thank you for your attention. I hope you understood the concepts of error handling and debugging. Thank you.